Hello everyone, and welcome to an introduction to PIDP 3220, the delivery of instruction. As we teach these courses around the province or around the country, one of the things we often overhear when we're in other courses is, of all the courses I took, 3220 was the most fun. This is one, when you come to it, I think you'll really enjoy, because it's just, you'll learn a great deal and you'll have a good time doing it. The purpose of this course is to help you to develop your instructional skills. How do we do that? Well, we ask you to deliver or facilitate 3 short lessons, and then we give you an opportunity to hear feedback on how each of those lessons worked. The feedback comes from your classmates as well as from the instructor. This particular process is used all over the world to help people to become instructors, and it's highly effective. It works really well. Some of the outcomes we have for this course are to write appropriate objectives and outcomes. You'll also learn how to do this well in 3100, the foundations course, as well as 3210, the curriculum development course. In this course, you're going to have a chance to use it to practice those skills. We'll ask you to use a variety of instructional techniques and media as well. You'll assess learning during the lesson using very simple techniques. When you're in 3230, you'll learn a lot of other techniques that are more elaborate and so on. In this one, we'll be using very simple ways to check out whether anybody has learned anything. We'll also ask you to give and receive appropriate feedback, and we'll talk about how to do that and give you some techniques that you can use that will be very useful. Use professional, respectful communication skills. This is one of the things that goes on in every course in the whole Provincial Instructor Diploma program, but in this course we're going to spend some time just talking about how you do that in a way that really helps people to feel comfortable and to learn. Analyze the lesson design and delivery processes. When you're done all your 3 lessons, we'll ask you to be doing this, and we'll have you write out a report that will help you to be able to analyze the lesson design and delivery processes. How did you do? The assignments in this course are pretty straightforward, and by the final day you should have all of them pretty well done. The 3 mini lessons that you'll do require lesson plans, and so you'll write those up the day before you actually do the lesson, and then you'll come in and you'll deliver the 3 mini lessons, one each day for 3 different days, and then at the end you'll do up a written report that helps consolidate what you learned from doing the 3 mini lessons. You'll reflect on your practice, and we know that when you reflect on your practice, you become a better instructor. So those are the assignments. One of the things we're looking for in those mini lessons is enthusiasm. When you're enthusiastic, people learn far more. If you're bored silly, then people don't learn very much. So we're going to ask you to be enthusiastic. If you don't particularly like the topic you're teaching, fake it. Pretend that you really enjoy it. If you do enjoy it and you have passion in your guts for what you're teaching, you'll find that students learn far more. Another thing we're going to ask you to do is to be clear. This would be an example of an overhead that is not clear. You want to make sure that you do a good job with media, because it helps with clarity. It helps people to understand what you're talking about. So be clear, and we'll talk about some techniques you can use to make sure that you're clear. Use words that students understand. Ask questions, and so on. We'll also ask you to get people involved in these mini lessons. Don't just stand up there and talk. Get people involved. Give them a chance to participate. There's lots of techniques you can use. We'll talk about some of those and demonstrate some of those for you. When you're going to be doing this course, one of the things you want to do to get ready for it is to think of some topics that you could use in the course when you're going to be teaching your mini lessons. What could you do that would be interesting for people? What lessons could you bring? And when you're going to, especially when you're coming from out of town, or you're teaching on a weekend and you can't get back into your office, it's too far away or something, one of the things you want to do is bring the props that you need for it. I've seen people from BC Ferries, for instance, bring several life jackets so that people could learn how to put on a life jacket properly. Up in Williams Lake, we learned how to milk a goat, so she had to bring some rubber gloves so we could practice on the rubber gloves, and then she brought along a goat as well, so we could practice on the real thing once we learned how to do it on the gloves. So bring the props that you need for the lessons. We ask you to try and do different things in these 3 lessons. One of the lessons, if you can, it would be great if you could do a cognitive lesson. A cognitive lesson involves thinking, reasoning, using your head. in other words. We also ask you to consider doing a psychomotor lesson where you're teaching people things where they use their hands. So there's lots of different ways that you can do that by demonstrating all kinds of things. And then an affective lesson would be one where you're actually asking people to change some attitudes. So look at, I've seen some excellent examples in the affective domain. For instance, dental hygiene students, I've seen them do a quick debate on fluoridation of water. Or another one that I saw that was particularly effective was on climate change. And so very, very interested. They were trying to work at getting people to change their attitudes towards climate change and realize how we've all got to pitch in on this. So those are some examples of things that you'll do, these types of lessons. I think you'll find this is all an extremely interesting course. The important thing too is not only will you learn a lot, but make sure you have fun in the course too. Thank you.